This is Mitch.
I fucked up the airbrush.
A nerd that has traveled all the way from Australia to Sweden. Yeah! And 5 days from today, he's going to enter the painting competition Golden Goblin. Which gives Lucas and I less than a week to teach him everything we know. But also guide him when he's painting his entry to win first place in the painting competition.
Or just bribe the judges.
Or just bribe the judges. That's less time than most people have to just paint an entry, and he has to learn and then paint. There's only one problem. Mitch is an absolute beginner when it comes to miniature painting.
Try not to fuck up.
Just ruining everything that I've done. Gotta fucking get into it. Let's go.
And a part of this video is sponsored by the lovely 3D printable miniatures from Lord of the Print, but more on that later. Okay, Lucas.
Hold up, wait a minute. What the hell?
This is Mitch Taranto.
Hey guys, I'm Mitch Taranto.
A tattoo artist by trade, but just an amateur painter by night. We're going to have less than 5 working days to take him from this into something at this level, which is the previous winners of the Golden Goblin painting competition. It's quite a steep step, I would say, for just a week of learning. So, do we have any form of plan?
Step number 1 will obviously be to make sure he's no longer Australian, because everyone knows that Aussies can't paint.
Yeah, they suck at that shit. Just look at Dave Colwell.
Number 2, he is obviously an artist by day and profession, but his tattoo artist skills haven't really been able to translate to the miniature painting in the past.
Yeah, and he's by no means like a terrible miniature painter, but the techniques he's using is like the amateur techniques. A lot of washes, the highlighting isn't completely placed in the right place, so if he wants to win a painting competition, he has to up his game. I feel like we have a plan.
Definitely.
My name's Mitch. I'm a tattoo artist from Melbourne, and this is my story. No?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my painting journey.
The first 2 days of the week started off with just pure miniature painting classes, showing Mitch on his miniatures what he's been doing wrong so far and how to improve what he already knows. When we're painting minis as a beginner, we want to make it as easy as possible for ourselves. So we want to make a light that is very general. So we're going to imagine it being like a big sky from above, which means that most of the light is going to be hitting from above, making the top part the brightest. But we also want to trick the mind to focusing on the things that we want to focus. So our general focus area is going to be around the face and the chest area, because that's where we want the attention to be drawn. But we also have to highlight locally. It would be pretty much every single muscle, every single shape that we have needs to be highlighted locally as well. What that means, because we want the main light to be brighter at the top of the miniature around the face area and everything, it means that our shadow up here might be as bright as the final highlight is on the bottom part. Yeah. In real life, the light might be bouncing in very weird ways. Light bounces a little bit everywhere depending on where the light comes from, if you have secondary light sources and everything. But with Warhammer, we want to fake that. And then we have the final thing, which is punching the highlight. As an artist, you already know this. We often not go all the way up to white, but it can actually be nice if we have some color in there. You painted the mini. What we want to do on the local side is to make sure that we have the highlights go all the way up to the edges. You have some areas where you have the highlight doesn't really cover entirely. So this is something for a competition piece where it's going to be quite important that we make sure that all of these areas are filled in. We have the highlights going all the way up to the edge.
Just ruining everything that I've done. I didn't know that things were going to get this bad.
With an hour of theoretics in the bag, it was finally time to fuck around and find out if it was worth bringing an Aussie all the way from Australia to Sweden just to have him enter a painting competition. Because if he's not able to bring the things that we teach him in theory into practice, this video is gonna be worth nothing. painting a lot of like natural colors and like skin tones and things like that. All animals and all humans have a great variation of tones. For these trolls, it would be really nice if we bring in some magentas or purple to add more color variation to it. How I tend to think about it is to add it to the areas where the skin would be thinnest. The inside of the ears would be a good area, maybe the tip of the nose. We're gonna make it as simple as possible. We wanna make it look good in a short amount of time.
Very nice, Mitch.
Ja, du har inte ens sett hur det kan runda.
Did you fuck up the airbrush?
I fucked up the airbrush. It's new, it's different. It's really good though. It works really well.
And after 6 hours of hard work painting, Mitch had learned more in a day than he had painting for a year on his armies. Mitch took to the critique and the guiding fantastically well. He didn't even cry.
Meanwhile,
What are you most happy about today?
How good I look on the camera. But that's good. I didn't get bullied too much. I think I'm just most happy about like the result. Like I think getting it done quickly as well because the workflow was dialed in.
And with that, we're ready to move on to day number 2.
Day 2, motherfuckers. You ready for some learning?
Teach me.
Similar to day 1, we introduced Mitch to some of the pitfalls and most important things about learning how to paint non-metallic metal. Because in our opinion, there's nothing that displays your understanding of light, your brush handling skills, as much as painting non-metallic metals. So you would pretty much have the brightest highlights up here and then going down to and then on the abs and shit like this in the center. This is sort of the broad aspect that you want to look at first. All the big reflections and highlights from the main light source are in place and looks and follows the main shape of the body. However, when looking at NMM, we also need to break down each individual part. That's pretty much just a ball. We have like the brightest part up here, go down to like a gradient, and then it would be completely black down here. Since this is a metallic surface, not only will the light hit the ball, it will also hit the ground that the ball is facing, creating secondary highlights on the ball. Focus on each of the separate armor part on the meaning. Mitch has never really been big on painting NMM. We thought, let's just toss him headfirst straight into the NMM fires and paint an entire golden Stormcast Eternal. Why make it easy for him? You see how I'm doing them sort of diagonally here and the opposite way here?
Yep.
I haven't blended it and it's already starting to look quite nice.
Yep.
I think Mitch has been doing a really good job with the base coats and like the first initial highlights. Now we're gonna start introducing some brighter highlights and adding that nice oomph to the entire thing. So as an example, would be on the chest piece. As you see here, we've done quite a lot bigger of a highlight here than down like here, which means that the final highlight will also be much bigger and cover more of this area. Whilst the further down we go, the smaller of an area we're gonna cover with the brighter colors as we go. Which is also gonna make it look more interesting around this area and also work with the laws of physics. It's like two peas in a pie, pods in a piece.
2 pieces of cake.
Case of pigs.
2 birds in a rock.
Floppers in
2 balls
pieces.
in a bag.
Yeah. And while Mitch is working hard finishing the paint job of the Stormcast Eternal, let me talk quickly about this week's sponsor, the 3D printable subscription from Lord of the Print. As you all know, I'm a massive orc fan. Like 80% of my collection is orcs. And for this month, Lord of the Print have gone all in on Northern orcs. And one thing to not underestimate with this subscription, you're getting 99 miniatures for $10. That's 99 freaking minis! Meaning that if you join the Patreon now, you pay about 10 cents per minis. But the main strength of Lord of the Print is not the price and the amount of minis, it's actually their massive monsters. I am such a huge sucker for their big dragons, and just look at the mammoth of this month's subscription. It is honestly the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it's got orcs riding the mammoth. And next month's set is not any worse. Honestly, just look at these minis. So join their Patreon or tribes right now. We have the link down in the video description. You do not want to miss this out. Now let's get back to check in on Mitch.
Right now the armor looks more like maybe a brass armor, and to really sell the effect of this being like a super vibrant fantasy gold, we're gonna start glazing in some yellows over it. We're using sun yellow from Valley Ho, and just create the glaze by staining the paint on the wet palette. Barely anything visible.
If you haven't painted non-metallic metal before, it's quite daunting because it's hard to know where to put things. As we moved up the highlights, it was sort of looking pretty brown still. And then just adding that extra step of glazing the yellow over the top, literally just changed the whole thing and it just made it look like it was actually gold. Super keen to get going. Yes!
Just as with the skin, I'm a bit annoyed with Mitch cause this is way too good looking for being his first attempt at some real NMM. Everyone knows that Aussies can't paint.
It is.
Fuck you, Mitch. You Aussie.
So guys, this is the big moment, day number 3 and time to start painting on his own miniature for the painting competition. We've selected a miniature for Mitch and it's the loon boss on a giant cave squig. One, because I think that it's a great miniature for painting competitions because it's got quite simple shapes and isn't overly detailed. But also because Mitch has painted this miniature before and it's gonna be super fascinating to see the before and after of his skill from just spending a few days with us. So let's sit down, select a color scheme and hear about his ideas for building the base for it.
What's your plan? Main color of the squig first?
I think we've decided on doing red for the main color. Sort of like a bluey green base, a little bit desaturated. How do you guys normally like frame out your piece? Because I sort of have an idea of like how I would normally do a tattoo. To me, I'm sort of thinking golden ratio, Fibonacci-ness here. That's what I had in mind. Something that's gonna like flow with the base like that.
Yeah. I have an idea. I don't know if it's too much. So one idea would be to like sculpt some rocks. We could like maybe drill like a hole like this.
Yeah.
Sculpt some rocks in here and then have the rock go up a bit and then have the squig kind of jump off the mushroom a little bit up.
Yeah.
And then we have just like one part of this sculpted. The other option would be to just sculpt stuff like in the center of the plinth.
That's
and
how
make
you normally do it.
something.
Yeah, I think that's gonna
So
be
it's
easier.
like-
This is the easier thing.
We don't want easy, do we? We want easy?
And
I don't
this
know,
is
depends
annoying
on-
Are we
as
going
fuck
easy?
because-
That's like the most important part.
Yeah. Whichever one we do, we have to be super clean.
Gonna do the goblin gold.
I feel like you nailed that armor on the Stormcast, so I think that's gonna be a real nice tie together.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are we good to get started?
I think so.
Let's get started. We got 3 days. You can do this.
Thanks. Let's go.
With Mitch set up for success, a brilliant mini and a plan, there's no time to waste. Let's start painting fast. Mitch has decided to tackle the part of the mini that he's the most comfortable with, the skin.
Oh, because he's a tattoo artist.
For this piece, there's obviously quite a lot of focus for the Loon Boss's armor, which requires Mitch to make some awesome looking NMM. To be honest, I'm not super worried because he did such an awesome job during the class.
I think the day went pretty well. I don't know, you guys have just been painting it for me, so I haven't really done anything. I've just been chilling. We base coated the skin on the squig, got all the gold done on the armor of the goblin as well. I think we're traveling pretty good. The 2 lessons prior was the perfect setup to go into today. I'm a little bit stressed this morning, but I think we're gonna just maybe make it. I've still got the cloak, the sword, the base, and some little details. So, we're gonna fucking get into it!
I think it's starting to look really nice. The only thing you could actually add right now is in the bottom part of the jaw, you see that there's like this concave shape. So the light will sort of be reflecting off that swooping shape in the half moon.
Yeah, we'll catch like at the lowest point of the curve. Okay.
I think that's gonna look really cool.
Alright.
A lot has been done for Mitch today. He's almost done with the goblin, the gold NMM looks fantastic. And then I haven't even mentioned the sword, I think that looks amazing. But we do have a problem. Day 3 is closing in faster than Games Workshop cancels half of their Stormcast armies. And the work is not close to done. We still have the squig, the plinth needs to be done. So tomorrow he's going to have to work really, really hard to get closer. And if he doesn't finish that tomorrow morning early, that means that he's not gonna have a base that's competition worthy, so fingers crossed.
The cloak, maybe. The sword.
Yeah, I would do maybe
Finish this guy, because he's nearly done.
So I would do the stuff that you can do quickly. So I would like rush through the base, and I would do the cloak quite quickly. And then I would put more time on the sword. So you have something on everything.
I'm feeling a little stressed this morning. I think I've still got a heap to do. Wasting a lot of time right now with this video, to be honest. I really need to get into it. I think flying so far and then not finishing would be the fucking worst thing in the world.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like this is looking fucking sick.
What are we doing?
We've challenged Mitch to use the airbrush as the final step on his basing, and his hand is a bit shaky.
Afraid of fucking up?
I'm fucking nervous as. So,
What if you fuck up the entire mini image? Then it's fucking
you're gonna have to,
back to square
You're gonna
one.
have to paint me another one.
Mitch, you only have 4 hours left. What you gonna do?
We're taking him off.
We're finally taking him off.
The pliers.
Try not to fuck up.
Ah! Oh,
Bro, it looks so bad. No.
Yeah, brother. Oh shit. Oh,
I just saw something that you need to do.
God. What?
The undersides of the feet.
yeah, the back of the feet.
Ah! Removing the tape.
Oh, is it the final moment?
It's a mini reveal. All right.
Okay, then Lucas, go there with
And then you tilt it the opposite direction.
Lucas in the middle.
You need to sort of let go and tilt it.
Ready?
Don't look at it. So we're gonna be the new Lucas now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did bury him in the backyard earlier.
It was a great time. I had so much fun. And we threw some cookies in there just for last freaking hour of the last day. And then we're gonna enter the piece.
We're going for it. It was stressful.
Yeah, the last day I feel like you
It was a bit of
hit a wall. We managed to do like 95% of what we set out to do.
Yeah.
How do you feel your odds are looking?
I don't know. Well, hopefully it's rigged. But thank you.
Let's go. Downtown. Enter the Mini.
Let's go.
Okay, name for you. What's your name? Mitch.
This is it. Mitch has entered the miniature into the painting competition alongside 37 other entrants, which makes it probably the most entried painting competition in Fantasia's history. And the competition is fierce. There's a few really cool entries. I had a couple of personal favorites. The cat by the window looks really cool. The Mangler Squigs as well, that's a really neat paint job. And the orc with the lovely backdrop, I feel like that one is a bit of a crowd pleaser, so it's gonna be a rough one. I have a good feeling, but that's the thing, you never know because the other entries are really cool. Mitch Taranto has joined the party.
How's it going?
It's going good. What's up with you?
Yeah.
So, they had public voting, was the first thing that they announced. And the winner with 38 votes is a squig. But it's not your squig. It's the big one with...
The Mangler.
Yeah, the Mangler squig.
Nice.
And then in second place on that one. But then to the more important one, and the one that actually matters, is the jury voting. Third place was Maxime Dader, our editor.
Really?
Came in third place, yeah. In second place we had Emil with his Savage Orc.
With the backdrop.
Yeah, exactly, that one.
Yeah, that's it.
And in first place, Mitch Taranto. We have a winner! So you did win, man. That's awesome. You went from amateur painter to painting competition winner in a week.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I only had to go halfway around the world to do it.
Yeah, but dude, that was it looked amazing, and when they posted the pictures, you're like, fuck yeah, he deserved to win. You're a winner.
I actually can't believe that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Was that a success or was it not?
I mean, he came here, he delivered on his promises.
He conquered.
He conquered the land on top.
Freaking hell yeah, guys. If you like this video, I think it deserves a like for Mitch and all of the hard work he put in.
Do make sure to check out Mitch's stuff. Here you have his Instagram handle.
Yeah, for his tattoos and for his minis. And guys, massive thanks to all the patrons. If you guys want to help us out making more videos like this, Patreon is a great way to support this channel.
Not only do you get some random content, but you also get to see some behind the scenes of what we do each week.
Exactly. Also massive thanks to this week's sponsor, obviously. With that said, have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.